Hey guys, what's up? You are tuned into Music Box. Today I'm very excited to have a fun and amazingly talented guest, DJ and radio personality, DJ Vick One. How are you?
I'm great. Wow, that was a heck of an introduction there. How you doing?
Good, thank you. Thank you for blessing my set.
Man, thank you for having me out. I appreciate it, definitely.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick your brain a little
Please,
bit.
please do, for sure.
Please do,
Yeah.
pick it. Okay, so first off, I want to ask you, when did you first realize you had this drive and ambition to get into the entertainment industry?
You know what? I did actually in junior high. Well, to take it back even farther, my parents actually were in theater when I was younger.
Okay.
And they never really pressed it on me, but actually in junior high, I went to Roosevelt right here in Glendale, and I started getting into theater. And theater kind of opened it up for me, but when I got to high school, I kind of like shunned away from it theater-wise, but I'd say junior high with just like doing theater and plays.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but that was kind of like the first spark in junior high, was like doing a couple plays. And
Nice.
you know, in the 7th grade, I actually, not the lead role, but I got one of the main roles in the 7th grade. So it was
Oh, that's so cute. Little Vick One.
yeah, little Vick One. And actually, in the 8th grade, I forgot to mention, I came out in the after school special.
No way.
Yeah,
oh,
like-
I remember those. Those are cool.
So I was in like a abstinence video promoting, you know, abstinence and safe sex and all that. So
Wow.
I still have the VHS, and you'll probably never see
The
it ever.
VHS.
You'll never ever see it
I love it.
ever again.
That's so cool. So you come from a family background of people that were
Absolutely.
talented, and it's so crazy how that's hereditary. So
And you
here
know,
are.
but they never pressed it on me when I was little. Like they never pressed it on me. I just kind of like stumbled upon it. You know, they
Right.
never really said, "Hey, you should go try this."
Right.
Or they just, you know, let me do my thing, and I just kind of,
Nice.
yeah.
Automatically just.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. It was kind of weird how it all came full circle. But yeah, definitely.
Nice.
Yeah.
So those were your first experiences in theater. Now, what about your first experiences in coming into becoming a DJ?
Right. I'd say, again, along the same lines, junior high, I had a friend, his name was Stevie. His name was DJ Boy Blue back then.
Yeah.
And I was in the 8th grade, and this dude won a DJ battle in the 8th grade. So he won like this cool mixer and all this stuff. So I had asked him to go to his house and see him do his thing. And I think that was the first time when I was like, man, if this dude could do it and he's my age, I was like,
You're like, psh.
no, like I was really inspired, you know, I was
Right.
really, but by the time I bought my equipment, that was probably like 14. By the time I bought my equipment with my own money and saved up and did all that, I was probably like 17.
Oh, you saved that for
For
it.
sure.
That's so cool.
I used to work in the Galleria, you know, in the Glendale Galleria.
love
and
stories like this.
Yeah, no, really, I really like worked hard and bought my own turntables and just kind of like kept it to myself until
Right.
out of high school. So really, I didn't start doing parties or anything until I was out of high school, and you know what I mean? So people from high school look back now like, man, Vic, I don't really remember you DJing, because I just always kept it kind of to myself, really.
Right. You were in the cut a bit.
Two in the cut, yeah. I was
Two
two
in
in
the
the
cut.
cut, yeah. For
And
sure.
did you first start spinning like hip hop, or what was your first, I guess, intrigue into as far as what music you would spin?
Yeah, I was a hardcore underground hip hop head. Like,
Oh, cool.
And during my high school days, I'd go to like Jurassic 5 shows, Dilated Peoples, like real underground, you know. And at the time, a lot of my friends were like, "Who are you going to? It's Tuesday night. Who are you going to go see?"
You're like, don't worry.
Yeah, and I was just so intrigued with just the hip hop scene, you know. So definitely hip hop. Up until I got into like power, when I started really playing like dance music, top
Right.
40 and all that. But I was into just hardcore underground music for years and years, and you know, shopping for vinyl and doing all that. So yeah, I did that for
Nice.
years and years, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
So speaking of power, now let's talk about it. It's one of the more prominent radio stations in LA, most definitely.
For sure.
So how did you link up with Power 106, or how did you, I guess, get your foot in the door?
Going to Glendale College, randomly, DJ Vice's best friend was in my class, and he was playing his mix. Long story short, he linked me up with Vice. I started kind of doing like, when Vice couldn't do some spots, I'd fill in, you know, just work for records. Really, he didn't really, I mean, he just paid me in records, and I was so excited.
You were
for
like,
that.
"Well, that's
yeah.
perfect." Yeah.
And then he gave me my first chance to open up at Florentine Gardens. DJ Vice did for a year, you know. So
Wow.
that was my first chance. So I did that for about a year, and then he got me into the door at Power to do like the street team stuff. So DJ Vice, man, thank you.
Yay, DJ Vice.
Thank you. Yeah. So
So what about, and how are your colleagues there at Power 106? Like, what's the whole vibe? Because obviously everyone listens to Power, and you always want to know, since you can't see radio, you always wonder, like, how is it in the studio? What are they doing? You know, I'm sure it's fun.
You know, I can honestly say I've been there now, I'm going on almost 12 years. It's just family. Like, it's my fam. Like, I've grown up with everybody. Like, I've, you know, started going to college when I started there. I graduated, you know what I mean? Like, I've gone to my, you know, colleagues, like, weddings and baby showers, you know what I mean?
So
like,
that is it. It becomes a family.
We're just family, you know what I mean? So that's the best way I can describe it. Like, even if people stop working there or whatnot, like, through the years, like, I've just built like great friendships with people through the years, you know? So yeah, I could just say it's, when you're in there and you've been in it for a while, it's just a family environment, and everybody like really genuinely got love for each other, you know? So it's crazy, definitely,
Yeah, definitely the first time when I heard like DJ Vick One on the radio, and I had obviously heard about you because with Armenians it spreads like wildfire, the word. I was like so proud, you know?
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
mad props to you and everything that you're doing. It's definitely a difficult industry to be in. So as far as you've come, it's amazing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I appreciate everybody that supports me and looks me up on YouTube and just follows me, comes out to the clubs. I really do appreciate it, honestly.
And speaking of YouTube, we're going to get into that and all your cool skits that you do. I love it. So stay tuned. We have a lot more with DJ Vick One. You can check him out at djvick1.com. That's VICKONE. And of course, DJ before that.com. We'll be back. We are back with DJ Vick One, radio personality and DJ extraordinaire. So let's talk about the skits that you do / interviews. How did it all come about?
You know, everyone always asks me like how it started and all that stuff, and honestly, it's just been a big joke this whole time. How it originally started was Mano, the rapper from New York, came by, and my man DJ Sour Milk, what up, Milk? He was like, Vic, put the accent on. We'll just turn the camera on and just, you know, play and just film it and see what happens. And so we did, and that was when it was just the flip cams, you know, the now old school flip cams.
Yeah.
And we just put it up on YouTube. That was it. And then from there, it just started kind of just slowly snowballing and trickling and, you know, turning into something where it's at now, I guess. But there isn't, you know, there wasn't a distinct anything really. It's just a big joke that's kind of like turned into this. You know what I mean?
And did the celebs know that it's a joke and this is thing, or did they know that this is your persona and you know it's kind of like a comedy thing, or were they like, oh, okay, this guy really talks like this and is offering us Edna coffee, which I love it.
I'd say 80% of it is I'll tell them.
Oh, okay. Just to give him a heads up.
Just to give him a heads up, and sometimes, you know, you just don't know what you're dealing with, so you'd rather just be cool and be nice and not, you know, like, what? Oh, wait, so you were not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I try keeping it about 80-85% I'll tell them heads up. But if I know they're cool and I don't have to tell them, I'll try not to, but for the most part, I'll tell them because.
And which ones were your most, I guess, impressionable that you've gotten most feedback on, or you yourself like was like, you know?
Me personally, I personally love the Gucci Man one. I don't know if you've seen it or not. But
I've seen all of them.
Thank you. But the Gucci Man one was rare because he just came out of jail.
Oh, really?
And it was like me, Big Boy, and maybe like a couple people in New York, but not a lot of people got their hands to like really interview him, you know? So Gucci was one.
First one.
Or like one of the few that got him right out of jail. So that one means a lot to me. The Jersey Shore one is almost like 600,000 views, something crazy. And that one got a lot of hits. But I'd say like the one where all the Armenians were like, was the 50 Cent one, the first one.
Oh, yeah.
That's where they were like, what? 50 Cent? How did you, you know, so yeah, those were all, I'd say those, for me, those were the ones. And the Waka Flocka is like one of my favorite ones.
That one's cool too, and I really like the T-Pain one, I don't know, for some reason. That was funny too.
Thank you so much, I appreciate that.
I was like, this is so cool. So what did we were talking about your mom earlier, and I'm sure she's a lovely woman, so hello.
Hi, Sona.
Hello, hi, Sona. So what did she think? Was she like, oh my God, this is so cute, like these comedy skits that you're doing, or what did she think about it?
You know what? She thought it was cute, but the cussing and just the looking kind of crazy. Sometimes she wants me to always tone it down, and
of course she's an Armenian.
Yeah, she wants me to be very just tamed, but I can't. I can't be tamed. So sorry, Mom.
Well, we all love him, Sona. So, well, you guys could, of course, search if you haven't seen him and you want to see all of them, because I'm sure you've checked out some of them. You could just search DJ Vick One on YouTube, and of course, you could subscribe to his channel, youtube.com/VickUno. Stay tuned. We'll be back for more.
What up? This is DJ Vick One. You're checking out Music Box with Maria Cozette. This is DJ Vick One. Keep it up.
We're back with DJ Vick One. You can check him out at djvick1.com. And of course, all the social media too, Facebook, Twitter,
I'm everywhere.
Instagram. He's everywhere.
You have to be.
We love it. I know, you have to be nowadays.
You have to be.
So, aside from Power 106, you also co-host and DJ on Shade 45, which is on Sirius XM Radio.
Yep.
How's that?
That is pretty amazing because I do the Power 106 stuff, and we're able to play what we play on Power pretty much.
Right.
But with the Shade 45 stuff, the Sirius XM, we get to pretty much play whatever we want. So
That's
we
dope.
break a lot of artists coming from the XM world, and the listeners are. It's just a whole different listening group. So it's pretty cool to have. People that listen to Power, and then people that have the XM, Sirius stuff in their car, to get hit up by those people like, man, you're playing some cool stuff,
Exactly.
whatever. So yeah, it's really cool. It's really like, I'd say like a tastemaker kind of vibe, you know what I mean? Even though we're breaking a lot of records on Power too, but the stuff that isn't as mainstream, where we have a voice for those artists too that are a little more underground.
Which is so awesome.
Yeah, we can break those artists as well,
Right.
So.
And do you guys have, because I've seen you guys filming, you guys are having a blast. I'm like, it's so cool.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It is a lot of fun.
So do you guys bring on guests as well as interview them?
Absolutely. We've had, early on, we've had like A$AP Rocky before he kind of blew up. We've had, we'll have people from 3 6 Mafia come through, Corrupt. We've had just a ton of people, a ton of the, just hip hop.
Right.
Like a lot of people I grew up on are friends of Chalk, Muggs, Earn, everybody that's involved with the show. It's like they're friends, and I'm just fans of their friends, coming in. I'm like, oh, like I don't want to fan.
Like, this is dope.
Yeah, this is really dope. Like I bought your first 3 CDs and the last one too.
That's such a great position to be in.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Definitely very exciting, very humbling. You know what I mean? Being a fan at first, and then working enough to be like, wow, I'm working right next to some of these people. So
that is dope. So, out of all these people that you've met, which one I guess would have been like your most memorable, or one that you were just extra excited because maybe you were a fan of theirs, or they were just really cool in person, and you're like, oh, this guy's cool.
There
are probably a lot, but
the one that really stood out was probably 50 Cent. Because 50 Cent will look you dead on in your eye and just talk to you like just right there.
Oh,
and
wow.
you're like, wow, he's really just staring at me. Because
he's staring at my soul.
Like he's really in you. Like, whoa, this is 50 Cent, and he's really, in
wow.
you.
Yeah, that is kind of
because if you're talking to somebody, they won't really but he's, so that 50 was, and I've met him a few times, and that's just what he does. He's just very...
And just as a true businessman.
For sure. So 50 definitely is one that's like, wow. I've met Jay-Z before, but there's too many people around and too many,
So you didn't really get like, I know what you're saying.
Yes, but not, there wasn't that chance to really talk.
Or that personable type of,
Yeah.
I got you.
For sure.
So let's definitely mention that on Shade 45, the show airs Mondays, what time?
7 to 9 on Shade 45, and then I'm on Power 106, Sundays 1 to 3, that's my shift, so you can catch me if you're in LA or not in LA on the stream, power106.com, Sundays 1 to 3, my show is called The Sickest Sundays, you know how we do it.
The sickest, bro!
So, check me out, please.
Nice, and of course you can find out all about him and his show and everything on Power 106. Just visit power106.com.
For sure.
DJVick1.com.
Yes.
And so what about performances? You've been traveling a lot. You're so lucky. We were chatting about that. Like,
For sure.
Pursue what you love to do and be able to travel doing it. is a blessing.
Yes,
so,
it is, definitely.
Recently you've been traveling majority of the time with Farside.
For sure.
How have your experiences been traveling all around the world?
You know, I'd say it's been amazing, but that'd be kind of like an understatement. Like I've done a little bit of, I've done some traveling, but within this last year, like through 2012 into 2013, I've seen parts of the world that I just never thought I'd see, you know, so it's been a heck of a ride. Like my passport's looking great. You know what I mean? I can show off my passport. My work visas.
Nice.
I didn't even know you had to get work visas to go into countries, and you know.
So every single country you're going to, you have to get a work visa?
Not all of them.
Depending on the project, maybe.
Depending on the country. Depending on the country.
Yeah,
for sure. But yeah, you got to get work visas. You can't just go and say, "Hey, I'm doing whatever." You know.
You're like, "I'm DJ Vick One, bro."
Yeah, they won't cut it. You'll be back there like, "Oh, so it didn't work."
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it didn't work. But no, it's been pretty amazing. I mean, I've seen New Zealand, Australia, Japan, all through Europe, the UK. You know, it's been crazy.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. And as far as like the audience there compared to here, because you've performed all over the US, how do you see the reception of your audience when you're performing out there as opposed to here? Like, how's the crowd different, or the dynamics?
They embrace music like no other. Like,
I've heard the same thing from other artists.
Like I get, and it's gonna sound kind of soft, but I get goosebumps because like I'm not the ones that are performing the songs, but the energy at these venues sometimes. You know, I'll just be playing the records and I'll just get goosebumps.
You're the conductor.
But I'll just get those like, wow.
Yeah.
Because they're so loud, they're so into it, every word.
Oh, wow.
They're sweating their shirt out and they're and to see that, it's like, yup, this is cool. Like,
from so many different artists, I've heard that the crowd's so much more intense overseas.
Absolutely.
What's up? Why aren't the American people like
We're too
pumping it up
cool. We're too cool. Everybody's just.
They're like, this is cool.
Yeah, but I'd say the most crazy things I've seen have been in like London and Paris. Like the crowds there have been phenomenal. Like every time we go, it's just like it's crazy. It's crazy.
And for a performer too, when you're up there doing your thing, like it's so much better almost when the crowd is like so into it. It like brings out more energy and a better performance ultimately.
Absolutely. And you enjoy, like it feels great. It's a great feeling. Like there isn't anything to compare when you have like thousands of people just, you know.
I can just imagine.
Yeah,
it's probably best feeling ever.
It's crazy.
And which one was your most memorable experience?
I'd say with the Farside, we did like a specific show in London. It was like one of my first runs. That was crazy. But aside from the Farside, I'd say I got the chance to DJ Rihanna's birthday this year with my man, DJ Reflex. What up, Flex? We got to do her birthday party in Hawaii.
Oh, wow. I'm sure that was nice.
That was an experience. Yeah, that was this past January. So that was definitely a memorable one. Very small, very intimate.
Right.
Like so intimate to where I couldn't pull out the camera phone and get the little selfie. It was too intimate. I'd say that. And the last one I'd say I got to years ago. I got to DJ Jay-Z a Jay-Z photo shoot for Rockaware.
Oh, that's dope.
And he was there, but again, there was no real. But I was there.
But you were there.
I was there.
And you were conducting the music.
I was there. But yeah, I'd say the show in London, Rihanna's birthday, and Jay-Z's photo shoot. Those would be probably my like top three for sure. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So with that said, I like to ask all of the artists, especially the ones that are more accomplished like yourself.
Thank you.
What advice would you give our youth that are looking into pursuing really any realm of music and something in the industry?
Yeah.
What's some constructive advice that you can give them?
I can honestly say, what can I say? I can say I've been doing this. I've been at Power 106 for almost 12 years. I've been doing music for almost 15 years. I can say it's not easy, and if you truly, truly, truly have a passion for it, you gotta just do it. And honestly, you can't really listen to anybody, and sometimes that could just be even your parents, man, because I'll be honest with you, my parents at first, they just weren't. I'm not saying don't listen to your parents, but I'm saying if my parents didn't understand at first.
Right.
And it took them over 10 years for them to like really understand that this is like a career move and
like it's serious. It's a career.
It's because, you know, they just wanted me to, you know, the typical go do whatever, but I just didn't have a passion for anything but this,
Right.
you know. So a lot of people just think I just kind of sprung up out of nowhere, and that's not the case. Like, I've been grinding this out for a very long time. I graduated from CSUN, so I would say definitely.
Me too.
You did.
Oh, yay.
Hey, there it is. I would definitely say you have to finish school.
Yay.
You have to finish school.
Yes.
I don't care what situation you get into, you have to finish school and have that behind you, but you can't listen to anybody but yourself, and you have to really have that drive, because I got turned down a million times before somebody said yes, and I waited for that yes throughout the years. So I would definitely say, if you love something, definitely stick to it and don't listen to anybody, because trust me, it's just, man, people will put you down. People will put you down in the worst way, and you just can't listen to your parents, but listen to your heart.
Oh, I like it. Listen to your parents, but listen to
That
your
is a
heart.
bumper sticker.
Yes, I like that.
Cut a check.
Stick
Yep.
it. I don't want to let you go, but I have to. One more time, check out djvick1.com. Amazingly talented Armenian American in the American industry, entertainment industry, and we're so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
And really, really, truly blessed to have you on my set.
Thank you
You're so
for having me.
talented.
Thank
Love
you so much.
Tune in next time for Music Box. Bye. Bye. Thank you.
Peace.